Hi, my name is Joshua. I'm with Indigenous POV, and I want to talk about how to deal with the heat, how to deal with what's going on right now. About 2 weeks ago, I was informed that there was a dome of heat, and it's exactly what they're calling it, is coming. And when it first arrived, people were through windy.com and other places were noticing that there was this dome of heat that would appear early in the morning and then just disappear at night. This is not a test. One of the reasons why you can see now how they could call a climate change lockdown or put people in their homes because of a scenario and a situation just like this. Right now, the temperature, I'm sitting in my shop, is 42 degrees. I was told by a few people it's possible that might go up as 50. Records are being broken, but please know that this is not a natural nor normal scenario. They are hitting Oregon, Washington, and British Columbia. I'm showing a couple of images here where when the dome started, this dome of heat started, was turning on and off, and now apparently it's on permanently. What do you do in a scenario like this? This is a really good opportunity for the people that are awake. Please contact your network. You should be networked already with people helping each other in homes and families. There, in my area in the Fraser Valley of British Columbia, there's been some power outages down the valley. If people have air conditioning and they have the power out, they are absolutely paralyzed. I just want to let you know what it was like. Yesterday I was with people of the Salmon in Vancouver at a gathering, and on my way home it was between 22 and 25 degrees that was showing on my Honda Civic car temperature. I was driving home. There must have been, I saw so many truck tires littered the road. There was at least between 8 and 10 vehicles changing their tires. I had my air conditioning on full tilt, but my feet were just literally burning because the heat from the road would come up through the bottom of the vehicle, and I could really feel the temperature. Now, again, I'm saying that this is not normal. This is not a natural occurrence. Today, there's been fires on the side of the highway. Cars are, now the heat would be unbelievable in comparison to being, you know, in a, nice room. When you're reflecting heat off of the tarmac, you get situations like this where vehicles are broke down. And it's a serious situation when you've got a family and they have to be outside and change the tire or call BCA or some roadside assistance. They're in a very dangerous situation. So when you go somewhere, anywhere, make sure you've got water, make sure you have sustenance to be able to replace the water from your body that you might be losing. Bring, like I said, even from bottled water and using cloths or whatever you can find to cool down your body when it overheats. So honestly, if you can stay in your own town, if you can stay around your own environment, if you have to travel, make sure that you're prepared. Cars are overheating. Yeah, it's perilous out there.
Holy shit.
You know, what a great way to, I mean, it totally makes sense of how they can create climate change lockdowns, which is absolutely bullshit. I get really tweaked and angry because I know the technologies that they use. Many years ago, when the book was written, Angels Don't Play This Harp, I got to know Jean Manning quite well, one of the writers, and when we would meet, she was constantly being followed. When this book was first released, it was a really perilous time. We would make, I'm not going to talk about that. So, some things that are coming with this, it's probably a combination of harp and other things that are creating this kind of heat. It's absolutely not normal, and one of the reasons, or one of the backlashes of what's happening, is people's phone batteries are hotter than normal even when they're kept in the shade. Tablets, my wife's computer battery basically blew up because there's and that she was inside an air-conditioned area, so our phones are super hot, and it's not because of the heat, it's because of the I don't know what you call it, the heat signature that is being that this whole area is being hit with. So as an emergency preparedness coach, I do have some tips concerning what you should do in this scenario. And today we brought some people who are suffering from heat exhaustion, and we're bringing them to motels with air conditioners because they don't have air conditioners in their homes. But here are some things I'm going to pass on to you that are very healthy to do, and why. First of all, if you're super hot, fill your bath up with water, and remember, you don't want to shock your body. The big problem with a lot of do it quick, get really cool, is you can shock your body in a way that is really not healthy for you. And for example, if you're going to sit in the bathtub and stay cool, it should be slightly higher than a normal body temperature. You don't want to shock your body. You don't want to drink extremely cold drinks, for instance. What that does is it's like reverse hypothermia. Your core temperature gets very cold, which shocks your body, and your body will send warmth to that core, and the rest of your body goes into shock. You get things like nausea, vomiting, fainting, and that's usually because you get a really cold drink, you go in an air-conditioned vehicle, you drink some more of your cold drink, you start feeling lightheaded, and then you feel nauseated. The same as going in and out of an air-conditioned home. It's really not healthy. Many years ago, when I was going through university in California, an Australian friend of mine, I was invited to his home, and he said, "Would you like some hot tea?" And I'm going, "No, you have a cold drink." And I says, "I'm going to give you some hot tea, and I'm going to tell you why." In Australia, they lived normally with temperatures like this, and they acclimatized themselves to the temperatures that were, very, very hot. And he said on his farm they always drank, and I have a cup here of hot tea, and I'm going to take a sip right now. So what a cup of hot tea does is, I'm going to read it because I wanted to word it just right. Okay. Hot tea, it lowers the heat stored in your body. It also helps evaporate sweat that is produced because of excessive heat. When sweat evaporates from the skin, energy is absorbed into the air as part of the reaction, thereby cooling the body. To drink tea, hot tea, is a better way of allowing the body to cool itself. You're sending warmth to your gut, and it balances your system. If you're drinking continuously cold drinks, it puts your body into shock. Also, another thing that I do is, and this is really a good idea for people that just have fans, no air conditioning. It's important to, number one, it's important to relax. There's your body can assimilate to almost anything. So getting cool water and, you know, cooling down your skin without the water being too cold, taking your t-shirt and rinsing it in the cool water and wearing it, putting you know, cool compresses on your neck and your head helps cool your body down. And it also helps acclimatize yourself to these kind of temperatures. It may be a hard go, but our bodies are made to be able to deal with almost anything. So relax, cool yourself down, drink hot tea. If you're gonna, and it's hard for me, you know, I'll go to Timmy's or someplace and I'll get an ice cap or a coffee frap, and it feels really, really good, but it's only temporary, because the minute you step outside of your air-conditioned vehicle, your body goes into a kind of shock. So for long term, it's important to be able to acclimatize. And to acclimatize is don't fight it, relax into it. When you're sleeping, use cold compresses, have a fan close to your bed that you can just feel the cool breeze so you can breathe that in. Now, make sure you connect with your networks. Honestly, I make some phone calls, I talk to the people and warn them of you know, things that they can do to help themselves. Also, cold drinks, like I said, they're not the smartest thing to do, and they can cause your body damage. It might feel good in temporarily, but what happens is the rest of your body is trying to deal with the shock of something cold. So drink, it's wiser to drink hot tea, it's wiser to drink you know, not so cold drinks. I know it's nice, but when you're going to deal with a continued problem of heat, you need to moderate, you need to understand some of the rules of the body and how they work. Now, for special needs people, especially autistic kids and adults, it might be a good idea to, or elders, is put, you know, grab, you know, a bowl of water, put a t-shirt in it, and put that t-shirt on, and it helps cool that individual's body. Even the clothing or the shorts, have them put it on, and when it dries, you can you know, grab the t-shirt again, rinse it out, and have something that slowly helps cool the body. The best thing, like I said, is hot teas and hotter drinks, because what that will do is it'll evaporate the sweat and allow the body to acclimatize. If you have any questions, please comment on my site on Indigenous POV on BitChute. I'm going to try and put this on YouTube as well as on my website. So I'm just going to make a quick little note about pets. Now, we have an outside cat that we saved years ago, and it's trying to find a cool place, and it doesn't have a cold place to sit. So what we've done is we have a, I'm not going to bring it out, but a catch basin. It's only about this thick. You could even use a cookie sheet, putting it in a cool place, putting water in it, and placing a mat on it so it absorbs the water. It's usually much cooler if you put it on the ground somewhere. The cat will go to it. Also in the house, it works because it's the water's usually cooler than the actual temperature, and they'll sit on it, because having fur also means that it's much more it's much cooler for them to be in. Having a small bin or something for the dogs to jump in and keep cool is also a good thing, but don't use super cold water, because what happens to a human being also happens to an animal. Their body can go into shock. So something, and I was saying earlier, I was talking about you know, going into a bathtub. What I meant to say is that the bathtub, if you're going to go sit in a bathtub or into a pool, make sure that the temperature is not too cold, that keep it just slightly cooler than your body temperature so your body doesn't go into shock. It's important to understand the body and how it works, so work with it. It's hard to acclimatize, but like I said earlier, get used to acclimatizing yourself with the temperatures. Your body can handle it. Now, for people that are extremely overweight or that they can't move around much, please, especially with special needs individuals, keep a good eye on them. Make sure that they have appropriate aquafication or pardon me, water systems available to them, and that they stay reasonably cool. If you are going to go outside and your skin is going to hit the sun, wear a hat, wear coverings. If you are going into direct sun, do not use a lot of these companies that sell UV protection. They're really not healthy for you. This is a good opportunity for you to get your vitamin D. I personally don't like direct sunlight. I get in and out of it. I like shade, even though I can handle a lot of heat. But there are people that have had heat stroke, heat exhaustion, that do have the propensity to come into that place again. I have several friends that have had heat exhaustion and heat strokes previously, and when it gets this hot, they cannot handle it. They can feel themselves going back into the problems that they used to suffer in the past. Instead of using UV protection, there are a few oils that are really healthy that can provide even up to 20%, like coconut oil, that help with natural UV protection, peanut oil, olive oil, cottonseed, can block some of those UV rays that they say are dangerous. So allow yourself to, like I said, climatize, stay away from companies that sell so-called UV protection. I don't think they're very healthy, and I think our bodies in a natural way should be able to absorb vitamin D and other products that the environment and the sun are offering us. So